With COVID-19 and the new normal, courts are turning to Microsoft Teams and using LawToolBox to host virtual hearings. LawToolBox has been providing court rules calendaring since the late 90s. And in 2013, we integrated with Office 365. Actually, before Microsoft Teams was launched, we developed our first integration for Microsoft Teams and have spent the last 3 years enabling law firms and corporate legal departments to get started using Microsoft Teams to manage their matters. During COVID-19, we rolled out a version of Microsoft Teams for courts, specifically designed to help them create and manage and hold virtual hearings that incorporate breakout rooms and connect all of the files and documents and video and transcripts that are shared back into their case management solution with a simple link. We also weave in the ability for the courts and the law firms to dial into our daily webinar series. So courts don't need to worry about training their people or training the attorneys that are attending court or training the pro se that are attending court. Those folks can be directed to our daily webinars to enable them to get started by tuning into our sessions. We are also pleased to announce that Microsoft has enabled their courts and corporate legal departments to purchase LawToolBox directly from them so they can bypass the administrative purchase order processing to enable LawToolBox and with the convenience of the courts being able to manage LawToolBox on the same invoice as their Office 365 subscription. How does it work? It's simple. The clerk of the court simply, right before they go create their virtual hearing, they do one extra step, and that is they create the matter or the case inside using LawToolBox inside Microsoft Teams. That will give them this action menu, which includes the meetings button in the top right side of the screen. Now that we're in the meetings section of LawToolBox inside of Teams, the clerk can simply click on the schedule meeting link in the top right corner, and at the same time they create the main event, in this case it's a summary judgment motion, they can add breakout rooms. For example, a sidebar that includes the judge and the attorneys, as well as a breakout private room for the attorney and their client, for each of the parties that are participating. These meetings are automatically created and automatically sent to the individuals that are invited to those particular secure meetings, so that everybody's information and discussions are confidential and secure. At the same time, the judge from this screen can jump back and forth. Just simply click join meeting and they're in the main hearing. They can leave, click join, they don't need to leave, they just come back to the screen and click join meeting, and they're now in the sidebar meeting and can then later return. The litigants and the attorneys and the witnesses are not going to be inside of the Microsoft team or Teams experience. They're external users that are invited to the hearing via a calendar invite. So the attorneys, for example, and their clients are going to see something that looks like this. They'll see the main event, the summary judgment hearing in this case, and when they open that up from their Outlook calendar or their Google calendar, they can jump right into that Teams meeting. Just like any other meeting system, there's a link to join on the web, and nobody needs to own Office 365 or Microsoft Teams or ever have used it in order to join that session. Once they're in the main event session, they can come back to their Outlook calendar, as can the judges and the court personnel, and they'll see the other meetings that they've been invited to. And when they open, for example, in this case, this is the breakout room for the sidebar between the judges and attorneys. when they all are in the main hearing and they say, let's go do a sidebar, then the attorneys and the judges simply click on the join a meeting from their Outlook calendar, and they have then left the main hearing and can continue to have their side meeting, and they click rejoin and they're back in the main hearing. At the end of the meeting, at the end of the hearing, because the hearing has been created in LawToolBox inside of Microsoft Teams, all of the information shared, including video, transcript, notes, files, exhibits, are all neatly organized within the matter that then can be shared back to. As we jump into a meeting, we can see more information on exhibits shared and chat messages if those are enabled. Chat does not need to be enabled for the hearings, but if it is, you can see that information here, and everything can then be linked back to the court's case management solution. Prior to the hearing, this is an external file share. You can see up here in the top right corner, in the top section here, this is the summary judgment external file share, and we have the exhibit folders where attorneys and courts can upload via a link that is automatically emailed to them all of the documents that are needed for that hearing, so nobody needs to waste time navigating and learning how to use an entirely new system. They can just open the documents and people can say, go to this folder, this document, section 3.2, and access it from an online file share location. LawToolBox plus Microsoft Teams for courts means virtual hearings can be learned about today, implemented tomorrow, and added to your Microsoft invoice. It incorporates features that are beyond what Microsoft Teams can offer today, but largely this is a solution that is simply leveraging Microsoft Teams with features that are needed to make it easier to immediately roll out and start using. LawToolBox incorporates the ability to create breakout rooms at the same time of the core hearing, which is a key feature that all courts have been waiting for and looking for. Everybody knows that Teams includes recordings and transcription, file sharing. LawToolBox layers on that integrated calendaring, a matter structure so that all of the information can be easily shared back to the actual case management software. Thank you for your time today. Please tune back in to learn more by going to www.lawtoolbox.com/register, where you can RSVP to attend our webinar where we take you through a deep dive on how to get started tomorrow. Thank you for your time today.